see. It's still kind of crooked, but I'll work with it. Hey. Girl, I'm not lying to you guys when I say this, but it's getting hot. It is getting super hot. I got a notification for my stream. Let me see. Skip that, and I think we are good. Make sure everything's... My eyes are red. This is what happens when you clean your eyes with soap. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Okay, so let me... I'm gonna use a thong, a clean thong, to clean out my... There we go. I want it to be more clear. I just didn't like how blurry it was. Welcome to the stream, guys. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? It's Sunday, which means it's the last day of the weekend, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not upset about how quick it goes, because it feels like yesterday was kind of decently long. So I'm not gonna sit there and feel like, oh my god, it's going by way too quick. It's already gonna... No. I made some rockin' ass lunch yesterday, by the way, after the stream. I went to the store, bought me and Rachel like a big huge thing of fish, and we just cut that sucker up. I made rice and corn to the side with potatoes, and it was so good. It was so good. Welcome to the stream, guys. We have 2 super tiers coming in hot already. We have Lonnie and Pam. Everyone say hi to Lonnie and Pam. Pam and Lonnie are both super tiers on the channel. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to the stream, guys. I think I'm done doing roll calls until we start getting more viewers and streams. I don't think I'm going to do roll calls until then, because it's like, I like the whole long list factor of it. Sweet thongs are the ultimate lens cleaners. Yeah, I know. I just wore it for a picture yesterday, and that's about it. I didn't really wear it for long. Just for a picture. Just because, you know, your girl loves her tea comfy fits. So, there have been days where I was able to wear, like, just one thong by itself that wasn't a gaff. And I'm able to, like, still tuck with that thong, but it doesn't last as long as, like, said, you know, tea comfy fits. And... so because of that reason, like, I pretty much have it on for like until, and then I go to my bathroom break, adjust it, boom, good for another couple, like 3 hours or whatever, adjust it then. You know, it's a little bit of a work of a task, but you know, thongs are sexy in my opinion. But welcome to the stream, guys. How's everyone doing? It's just crazy because, like, I remember when I first I want to check my TikTok, but of course my iPad's dead, so it's fine. I wasn't paying attention to that. But I got some stuff in the mail yesterday. Some stands, C-stands for my equipment. $200 for 2 stands. Actually a really good deal. So I'm going to definitely go to these guys more often when I need some more for different lights. If we get more lights, these are good for our 3 lights right here that we're gonna have on set. But if we end up getting another light, I could always just spend another $200 to get 2 lights, and boom, we got 2 more lights. And they're kind of heavy duty, you know. We might need sandbags for them, but you know, they're pretty heavy duty. And the lights I have, they're not super fucking huge. They're like this big, and they're not super duper heavy, so we should be able to handle this. Okay, so I signed my first account, so it took a day to get this one because I was playing with settings, and I also signed out of Google with the process. Tea Fits lasts all day, you don't have to worry about it. Exactly. I love my Tea Comfy Fits, guys. If you guys know me, anything about me, you know I like my Tea Comfy Fits. I wore those things all day long. But how is everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Leave a like on the stream if you guys are in the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you know the channel. All that jazz. But yeah. How is everyone doing? How are you guys on this Sunday? Love it, but things get sinister after a few hours. if it runs up your ass, yes. I mean, they're supposed to be up your ass, but thongs can be very, very like painful if you don't contain them. Sometimes if you like move your butt forward in a seat, it will push it back into your ass and it hurts. So adjusting it is definitely a must, but definitely nothing that like it doesn't hurt like a normal basis. If you wear thongs on a normal basis like me, pretty much doesn't hurt after a while. How about you? I'm good. I'm doing great. Doing awesome. I mean, it's Sunday, another day off. Um, so it's good. Last week was a little bit of a short week because I went to the hospital for pretty much the entire day. So I took PTO on, I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday I took PTO. So I had like a 4 day week for work, but being in training, I'm not supposed to take days off. But last week was like a no learning week. We did everything live, so that was fine. Thong chafing sucks, yeah. Yeah, it does. It hurts. I'm like, Dad, I gotta adjust my thong. I have not had my hair up in a while, so just training my hair to go up again. The only problem with putting my hair up is once I put it up, it has to stay up for a while because if I put it down like in like an hour, I'll have head pain for the rest of the day. So it's like, it's definitely not fun for the rest of the day. I think my hair's long enough to be able to do my hair up without backsides falling out. Help me put my hair, like it'll help me put my makeup on too, so that's a good thing. Oh my god, no, didn't hear that, Pam. Oh, did you hear about the nightclub shooting in Texas? Girl, there seems like something's always happening. It's crazy. It's so sad, depressing, and sad. What happened? Was it a gay club? It probably was, but what 8 dead. It happened last night. What happened? What kind of club was it? People have like this unnerving thirst to like kill, you know what I mean? So sad. So guys, guess what? Chicken butt. So I paid for my car getting fixed, which they told me was gonna be over $900. So I gave my girlfriend $950 yesterday. And I told her if you can negotiate with them and say, hey, can I do this much now and that much later? Because a girl can save, right? She didn't negotiate, which is fine. But and it turned out that my bill was like $860. So I got like 80 something dollars back. Now I knew at that moment the world was telling me buy Resident Evil Requiem. Here's your chance. You got the $80 you need. And I'm like, I want to, but I'm scared. Like, I don't know what it is. I'll sit there and I won't flinch at buying camera equipment. But buying a game for myself just to have fun, it feels so wrong. I don't know what it is. Okay, so it must not be a gay club because they would have emphasized gay club or something like that. They can't, these people can't talk about nothing about gay people without mentioning that they're gay. I mean, honestly. Do you guys know my cousin? My gay cousin? I have a gay cousin. Like, I have a gay friend. I have a gay friend. I'm like, dude, can you stop saying gay? Like, they're just people. Do I need to know who they like? A gay club. Cool, whatever. Do I need to know who was dancing and who was in there? It's a club, for God's sake. But I know damn well that's the only way you can identify someone being like, I guess, a hate crime is if it was at the gay club. It's amazing. I heard so much good things about Resident Evil, guys. So many good things. I'm like, it being the most scariest of the Resident Evil entries, and I was like, oh god, I gotta stop it. Why can't it just suck balls? Why can't it just suck? So that I can be like, yeah, I dodged a bullet. No. And Leon's my favorite of them all, so it's like, the world was handing me Resident Evil, and it told me, buy it. And now I'm just stuck in a position where I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because I've spent so much money on camera equipment in the last, like, week, 2 weeks, that, had I not lost the guy that I had, I probably would have Resident Evil right now with a lot more money in my pocket. But we spent $300 on this tripod. We spent $200 on these stands. It's $500 already. I bought Rachel and us some food, which was like 85 bucks from that pot place. And then not really anything different, honestly. I mean, like $600 probably went down the drain, but and then give and take, you know, gas and food, probably $700. And when I got that money, I was like, I should just use it for one thing only. I don't know why my chat doesn't move. Helena, welcome to stream. How you doing? And beings like everyone else on this planet. Yes, I've been there, done that on the game purchases. Buyer's remorse can be a thing. LOL. You know what's crazy though? Really awesome. You know the crazy thing is, like, I haven't really fiended for a video game for a very long time. I never felt like, oh, I gotta get this, I gotta get that, I gotta get this and that over a video game in a long time. I'm talking like a decade probably. Never felt that way for a video game. Resident Evil has me by my beep. I spent like 5K last week. It was insane. Came back from traveling. How about you spend another 5K on me? I'm just kidding. That's awesome though. The game looks really awesome. Thanks for letting me know. Maybe I'll buy it today. Should get a video game. You know, it would be trading myself, right? But what will I wear? No, I'm just kidding. It's gonna be one of those things. Like, I mean, maybe I can. Maybe it's not gonna kill me. Yeah. Then again, you know, you're looking at someone that's been stuck to Call of Duty for such a long time. Last night, I actually finished Village. By the way, we got Yudira coming in hot. Welcome to the stream, Yudira. Hi, sexy lady. Yes. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, being strung up on Call of Duty for a long time has gotten me, you know, my dopamine levels just don't rise for other games. But Resident Evil has been my favorite. Like last night, I finished Village. I've been playing a lot of Village lately. I haven't really played Call of Duty in probably got a couple weeks now. But I played Village and I finished it and I was like, dude, this is so fucking cool to play. I love playing single player games sometimes. Especially games that make you think, like Resident Evil does. And Leon returning. Ah, oh, you can't beat that. Leon returning. Ah, he's my video game boyfriend. That's all I gotta say. I gotta say one thing though. There's a couple of versions of Leon I can care less about, and that's gonna be, I'm gonna be honest with you. Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil, what was it? That he doesn't look that great in this one either. I'll be honest with you. He doesn't give me he gives me the Leon vibes, but he doesn't. They're too realistic right now. I don't care for the Leon in this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. Until I play it, maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe the way his personality might be. But Resident Evil 6, and there was another Resident Evil. Oh, I'm thinking the movies, I think. Leon in some of the movies, like they kind of buttered his face up a little too much to make him look like a kid, more so, and I didn't really like that. But Resident Evil 4 was the sexiest Leon I've ever seen in my life. The dude has personality. He's so mysterious, right? Like, you're like, do you want to go on a date with me? Sorry, but I'm to myself. Okay, all right, I tried. We got Ashlyn coming in hot. Everyone say hi to Ashlyn. Ashlyn's a Titan here on the channel. How you doing, Miss Ashlyn? I'm hoping. I mean, I'm sure I'll fall in love with his set for the one on the in Resident Evil Requiem. So, but we'll see. I like 2. 2 was great too, but he was a kid in the 2. Like they're like kids. I think. Hold up. I think Resident Evil 2, Leon was like a kid in that one too. Not like a literal kid, but Resident Evil 2. Let me see how he looks. That's like the look is what gets me. I like the hair in front of his face, the kind of like the gothic kind of look to him. I mean, he looks decent there. I guess Resident Evil 2, of course, he's going to be younger, right? But the Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 4 with the drastic hair over the side, like, that's what got me. I also don't like what they did with Chris either. Chris Redfield, like Chris in Resident Evil Village that I just played, they made him like way less muscular, by the way. He seems to be more hardcore. But in Resident Evil 5, when I played that game, because that was after I played Resident Evil 4, I had to get 5. 5 was one of the first Resident Evils that I bought pretty much new. He was badass. He was fucking huge. He had big muscles, and he was like punching boulders and shit. And he had like a cool personality. Maybe it's because I was introduced in a certain setting, you know. That's the thing about Resident Evils, though. Like, they don't keep these characters looking exactly around the same as they were in the last game. And it's not even just graphics wise. It's more so like let's revamp the way Chris looks. Let's revamp the way Leon looks. Let's revamp the way Jill looks. You know, let's revamp the way especially like what's her face, the what's her face's name? She's a big one to Leon. Ada Wong. Like, for instance, Ada Wong in Resident Evil 4 was sexy. I mean, everybody in Resident Evil 4 was sexy, but they overdid her for Resident Evil 4 remake, and she's still hot, but it's like the voice, the change from Resident Evil 5 to 6 Village to Village was crazy. It is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really like the third person setting with Leon's Resident Evil 4 with Leon behind the shoulder. I think that was really cool. But I think the third person setting is good for combat games. I think they changed it to first person to bring out more of the horror aspect to Resident Evil, because Resident Evil kind of lost its presence. At first, Resident Evil got really big because it was a survivor horror genre where you didn't always face monsters, but when you did, it was freaking you out. You were freaked out. Then they got into Resident Evil 4 where it was freaky. It was definitely freaky. It was a good mixture of both. But then Resident Evil 5 kind of brought it into like, how much zombies can we have you mow down before you get to the next enemy, to the next boss, you know what I mean? It turned into more of like a combat style game. And Resident Evil 5, I'm gonna be honest, not scary at all. There were certain aspects I think that were scary. I think the chainsaw guys are always going to be the scariest to me because they're like one hit death if you get close. And yeah, I mean, when they went back to survival horror, like for instance this game, it wasn't like Lycan all over the place. It wasn't bad people all over the place, but like every like now and then I would face, like, it feels like I faced a lot of bosses in between each other. It was crazy. At the end of the game, I think I played like 4 or 5 different bosses within the last hour of the game. It was crazy, but it was insane. There were some crazy, creepy parts. But let me tell you guys something about Call of Duty in general. or Call of Duty, what am I saying? Resident Evil in general. I don't know if I need to stop playing it on casual, because casual seems too easy. Like, don't get me wrong, I die and I die here and there, but I've never gone to a position where I just died all the time. I died to the last boss last night on Resident Evil Village once. As long as I kept on having these high-end hardcore guns like the Magnum or the a lot of these explosions, it was super easy to kill these people after a while. Like, like having a tank and killing that one guy, the mechanical guy, it made it super easy, because like you could just like shoot freaking tanks, like shots of like tanks at this guy in it. So I don't know, maybe I need to play it on a lot harder next time I play a Call of Duty, and next time I play Resident Evil, because casual's been getting a little too easy for me. So I'm probably gonna play the next one on like a higher difficulty. 4 remake, Ada wish she had more energy behind the lines, but also didn't deserve all that hate. Wait, the voice actor from Resident Evil 4 remake, Ada wish she had more energy. I don't think she deserved hate. She was a good. I think people were just there was just two essence from one voice. That's the hardest part about remakes, is that like we have to focus on the fact that not everybody's available for 2 games, and not everybody's going to be there for 2 games in general. What if someone passes away, right? You don't want to ruin making a whole new story because someone doesn't want to show up or someone can't. Nostalgic is about the game in general, and I think Resident Evil 4 Remake was amazing, in my opinion. It did amazing. The stuff that they did on Resident Evil 4 Remake, perfect. The energy. I don't know if it was me or but I felt like Village was way too quick. By the way, when you run into the bad ones, it was a fight. Hi Pudding, welcome to the stream. How you doing? I'm like wondering who's making that noise. Is my cat's Alita's sleeping. I hear. It's Alita. She's sleeping down underneath the table. Oh God, so good. The remake of Separate Ways was so good. I have not played the Separate Ways remake. Surprisingly, I heard it was amazing though. But welcome to the stream, guys. Leave a like on the stream if you're new to the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. If you guys want to support the channel, we have a Cash App and a Super Chat down below. It's a new month though. It is a new month. February is a little short of a month, but it is a new month, which means rent's due. I have the money, thank God. The sad part about it is I don't get paid till the 4th, which is usually whenever we have to pay a late fee, but thankfully taxes are still in my pocket, so I can definitely pay that before I get paid, so I can just get the money that I get paid with and use it for whatever I was going to use for other things. So I kind of got lucky in that aspect. Also, yes, Resident Evil Village ended up just moving so fast that when you hit certain points, it just felt like a super quick game compared to Resident Evil 4. I feel like each lord was super quick. The first lord felt like it was actually time consuming, because you have to look for this stuff, and the locations aren't super big. You weren't exploring miles worth of locations. You were in one spot figuring out 5 different puzzles, and then you're already at the boss. That's the part with Village that I didn't really like, is there was not a lot of moving around. It was more so one spot. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe that's how every Resident Evil has been, and I'm just now feeling it. But it feels that way. Oh, you thought it was an owl? Yeah, no, it's my cat. You can hear it too? Why are you lost from graduating? What makes you lost? the lack of content, sometimes very disappointing. Makes sense, but at the same time, they're also masterpieces, you know? Thank you, Super Unknown Plants. I mean, at the end of the day, it was a shorter game, Resident Evil, but it wasn't bad either. Welcome to the stream, guys. How's everyone doing? GalaxyCon is coming to Richmond. I'm gonna try to get some tickets for that this year. There's so many cons out there. Like, what is GalaxyCon? Look at that, guys. I just gotta clean up this area. I just want to see what if another style of doing my brows was gonna work. Cleaning it, not on my bingo card. So I'm gonna have to do that. Pam, is that like a pun or something? Was that like a pun? You're like, it would be out of this world, galaxy. Why do I feel like that's a pun? See, I knew I was right. I knew it was a pun. Focus on a large range of animes and different types of shows. I've never done a con before, so I'm very excited. I've never been to one either, personally. Never been to a con. No Comic Cons, no. I don't know what other cons there are, but yeah. Welcome to the stream, guys. How's everyone doing? My stomach is rumbling, guys. Kind of hungry. Kind of hungry. Okay, let's try the other. Have a banana? I don't have bananas. What will you have for breakfast today? I don't know. I mean, I really just don't eat breakfast, unfortunately. Definitely not something you should choose. Pam, I know, I'm just kidding. I'm just not serious. You have a story time? Not really. Do you guys ever know? Do you guys know those trans people? Or do you have any trans person in your life that is overly trans? I'm talking to Yes Girl, Slay, Do It For The Girls, Do It For The Dolls, Tranny, I'm a tranny. Like, do you guys know anybody who does that? You do you, booze, first of all I say. Okay? Am I the most feminine woman? No, I'm definitely not. But I'm also not overly feminine. Like, I've never seen a woman that kind of like is hardcore like that. Personally. I'm talking about cis women. I've never personally seen a cis woman that's my family or friends that sits there and is overly feminine. Like, I've heard yes girl, like oh girl, you know, all that jazz, but the overly feminine part, I've never dealt with it. But trans women, for some odd reason, some of the trans women I met in my life, too feminine. It reminds me of, and I don't mean to be an ass, but sometimes the gay guys I meet, because the gay guys I meet would be like, go do your thing, go girl. I'm like, because some gay guys come off as very, like, some of them come off very feminine. But I guess I get it. It comes down to like a personality trait. Like, if you're gonna be like that at some points, you know. But I've never been that kind of person. You'll never meet me in person and I'm like, go girl, you got this girl. Like you will never hear that from me if you meet me in person. I'm not the kind of person that likes to say the word tranny either, though I've heard a lot of trans women using it, and I'm like, why are you using this word? It's supposed to be a hate word for us. I get it, like sometimes they're like, oh yes, you know, we just use it for our advantage because people have used it as a weapon, but it's our word. It's more like how the N word is being used for black people, but black people use the N word anyways. It's kind of a slang though for them. No black guys using the hard ER on each other. You know what I mean? But I think to myself, why do you need to be overly feminine and like that? But that's me. That's like my personality here, right? I don't have the personality that some of these people have. Like you'll never see me overact myself at all. Like this is kind of like who I am. Like I'll laugh and joke and say stupid shit, but I will never ever just start over, you know, feminizing anything I say. You'll never hear me be like, slay, girl, slay, work, it. Do it for the dolls, do it for the. I'm like, girl, stop it. No, not me. So, it's not super annoying to me. It's more so it's like you're trying too hard. Calm down. You're a human being. You're not propaganda. Do you, boo. You do your things. You do you, boo is pretty much the most feminine thing you'll ever hear from me. I'm not like some dude either. I'm not like, yeah, when you're around me, all we're talking about is trucks and cars and stuff. That's not how it is either. Like, I'm in the middle, if anything. I'm in the middle of that feminine, masculine trait, you know? I mean, there's certain things you might see as, oh, that's kind of like a manly thing. Like playing video games and having video games and moving all this camera equipment, which is probably something a lot of women don't do. You know what I mean? Certain aspects of that, like being a quote-unquote leader. A lot of women have that, but a lot of men kind of possess it more because men see themselves as leaders and women see themselves as following, which is not how it should be, but that's what you might interpret me for in terms of masculine to femininity. But you'll never go to my place and see a pink room with pink shoes, pink everything, because I'm trans. You're gonna see blues, you're gonna see pinks, you're gonna see greens. That's just the way I am. I dress feminine. This is about as feminine as I go. I will dress feminine, but I will never sit there and just like make my entire life about being a woman. Because at the end of the day, I'm a human being that just so happens to be trans. I say slay just to make fun of it. It's more of a joke. Slay's nothing wrong with slay. I mean, nothing wrong with it. Saying it every now and then is absolutely no problem. But there are some people that use it in their vocabulary as if it's their and word. You know what I mean? Like, you know what to do? Okay, slay. I'm like, okay, did you need to say that? All right, slay. You know what I mean? Like, but then again, at the same time, it's like an old person complaining about new people's slang. Like, I'm probably just that old that I don't use those words. Maybe if I was younger, I'd be using words like that. Because, I don't know, you guys tell me. Do you think that that slang is overly feminine? Don't be on my side because it's me. Tell me the truth. Am I just over-exaggerating? Some good shit. Okay. Now you hear it everywhere versus when a lot of it is solely queer lingo. Yeah, it is. It's like the, what do you call it? It's like, have you guys ever seen the show? I think it's called Pose. Yeah, it's called Pose. I think of it as feminine because you'll never hear a guy say slay. I'm just being honest with you. It's always the women that say slay. I never heard a man say slay. Other than gay guys. Okay, Pose, it's a good show. But maybe it's just me when I say this. I like gay men. Gay men are cool. But there are some overly feminine gay men out there that get me, like, cringy. Like, I have nothing against them, but, like, when I don't know, I feel like I'm getting low-key clocked when a gay guy, like, talks to me about slay and all this. I'm like, are you clocking me? Are you thinking of me like like, I don't know what it is. Like, last time I talked to a gay guy before, and I'm talking, like, gay as in, like, feminine gay, right? He sat there and, like, was, like, overly feminine. He was more feminine than I was. And I was like, and he's like, work it, like, that's nice. Those nails slay, or those nails, he said something about my nails. And I was like, dude, I low-key feel like I'm being clocked right now. I don't know what it is, but like, obviously gay people can see trans people probably better than regular people can, but so, uh, always say some weird shit to my girls. I only hear people say slay on your streams. I'll hear it a lot. I hear it in like high schoolers, you know, but they'll use it like as like a girl to girl talk, but I don't know. At the same time, it's just a lot to me. I don't care. Like, I mean, you talk the way you want to talk to me, but deep inside, I'm gonna feel cringed. That's all I gotta say. I will never sit there and tell you not to talk the way you want to talk. I will never sit there and tell you what to do. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna feel cringed whenever I hear those overly feminine words used in your speech like it's your main speech. And I get a lot, like I get a lot of it. I don't, like I said, I don't mean to like I don't mean to like put trans women and gay guys in the same category. But we gotta also realize that a lot of trans women do start off as gay men because they kind of come out as gay first and then come out as trans. That's how a lot of trans women become trans women. They start off as gay guys, and that's what they say. A lot of them, like I've watched a lot of trans people stories. It's different for me. That's probably why I feel that way, because I didn't identify as gay before I came out as trans. I just kind of came out as trans because I realized it, and that's probably why I'm more masculine than I am than other trans women are. You know, they got to go that period of being that gay person and got to know the lingo, right? Thank you, Coco. That's okay. I love your queer community because there's such a diverse range, even with stuff like words like use everyday life. Yeah. It just sucks because I want to be cool with it, like not care, but for some odd reason, it just rattles me a little bit because I'm like, don't need to say that word. So don't you just say I look great? You look beautiful. You look gorgeous. Maybe it's because I'm so old school, right? That the word slay does get me. It's a little different. You know, it's too much for me. I've never used the word slay really in my life. And if I say slay, it's probably just to fit in, but it's not really like any sort of like, I use the word slay for everything. I'm just kind of stuck in the old ways, like of saying that's beautiful, that's gorgeous, that's handsome, you're handsome, whatever. Whatever word I use to express my thoughts or feelings about something, you know? Saying slay is kind of cringe. Since most gay guys don't really like trans women, not throwing shade on gay guys. That's just the way I've seen it. Lonnie, that is true though. A lot of the shade I've had in my life, and I say shade, I don't even use the word shade, but shade is like, I think it's an everything word, but a lot of the shade that I've had in my life have come from gay guys. So trust me, I know. I've had some gay, quote unquote, gay guy friends that were secretly assholes behind my back. I mean, I wonder why the way they are the way they are. I'm thinking maybe it's because gay guys feel like trans women are just supposed to be gay guys and they just are trying to run away from discrimination. I don't know. Is that what you think? Because that's how I feel. I feel like maybe gay guys see trans women as like pussies because we didn't want to live the life of a gay guy, you know? Term kill dragons. Oh yeah, that Pam. Surprisingly, it doesn't make me think of that though, because they're so mad they can't be a diva adult. LOL. I mean, the word diva gets used a lot. I've noticed, and I don't. I mean, it's been used for a long time, but I don't ever get cringed on diva for some reason. Like some people, at first, I used to think that diva was a bad thing. Someone's like, "You look like a diva," and I'm like, "Dude, that sounds like you sound like you're calling me a fat person, like a fat like chick or something like that." And I'm like, and no, they're like, "No, diva doesn't mean that." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "That's fine." I also don't like to be called a doll either, to be honest with you. Like, uh, the reason why trans women even go by the word doll is because a lot of trans women have gone overly are known for getting surgeries out the yin yang, and I'm definitely not one of the people to say I never gotten surgeries because I've got my breasts and my face, but I've never done my stuff to look overly doll like. You know what I mean? There are some trans women out there that have done surgeries to the point where they look like literal dolls. I don't know if I can confirm it's gender dysphoria that drives that kind of stuff, or if it's the need to become like a doll, or it becomes like this. They call it like an addiction to surgeries, where people get surgeries done and then they see something else they need to get done, and then it never ends. It's always like, oh, I need to get this filled or that filled, or this needs to go boom up here. You know, I need to have my cheekbones this high. You know, or I need to have my lips to be this big. And I'm not gonna sit there and say that I'm not one of those people, because there's definitely certain surgeries I still want to get done myself. But it's more so, mine is just to look like a woman more so than it is to just kind of like be the chick that people look at the store because they're like, that's a fake ass butt. Because trust me, you don't want that attention. Even a cis woman doesn't want that attention of someone looking at their butt and saying that's fake. Like, nobody wants to walk around and look like, and if you do, it's you, right? You want to whatever. But you don't ever want to walk around looking like the chickens from Chicken Run. You know, I don't know if you guys know this, like the small bodies, boom, big butt, and then skinny legs. And I don't mean to like put people like on like shade for like people like Nikita Dragon. Nikita Dragon looks good from the front, but from the back, the girl, get those butt implants a little bit smaller, or that BBL a little smaller, and you'll look fine. Cause the legs are like, they don't match the butt, and that's what makes a fake butt look fake and a good butt look good. Is the butt goes into the legs with ease, with no big transformation. And that's what a lot of trans women do. They get like these really, really overly done butts with the leg that they have. And unfortunately, the best way to look feminine, in my opinion, now you can do whatever you want to do, but the best way to be feminine is to get a BBL, but not that crazy. I will say people like James Charles BBL, and I always reference him because I think James Charles's BBL is actually really nice. Does it look like a real ass? Some say yes, some say no. But anything to give you that little bit of hips to show off, I think you're fine. A little bit of butt to fill in that little flat crease you get on both sides of your butt, that's perfect. You don't need to have huge hips. But there are some trans women that rock them big hips. And I look back at their butt and I'm like, it doesn't look real, but it doesn't look super bad either. It looks really good. James had a BBL. Yes, he did. When Nikita went crazy with the surgery, yeah, like to the point where her lip is like it's stuck there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I've ever seen Nikita Dragon have like her lip go down a little bit. You know. But a lot of trans women back in the past were relying on getting surgeries that they couldn't afford from cheaper sources, like from places in Mexico. Not saying all Mexico places are bad, but like different sources of places that were going to charge them like not that much, but they weren't certified or something like that. And they would put cement in their bodies, or they would put really, really bad stuff in their bodies to emulate the hips to the point where they could have died. You know what I mean? We all know BBLs are already the most dangerous surgeries of them all, so no stranger. But like I said, I get it. That's the part with being trans. That's the thing. Like, you always want to look like the feminine one. I think it comes down to the point where we're so seen as masculine and as dudes wearing dresses that we feel the need to prove to the world that we are just like any other woman, or we can look better than the average woman. You know what I mean? You look at these regular women, and they just kind of look like stick figures. Some of them do. Some women look like stick figures. Some men look like stick figures. But we always interpret women to have these nice hips and these big lips and these big boobs. But not all women are like that. But the thing that sucks with trans people is that it's the combination. Like, for instance, for me, like, right, like, it's my voice. It's an entry point. So when someone hears my voice, they look around my body. They want to confirm what they're hearing, right? Like, if they hear, like, oh, you sound like masculine, you sound like a guy a little bit, I'm gonna look around for an Adam's apple. If I see an Adam's apple, then boom, I got you. Or if I hear your voice, I'm gonna look around. Is there a beard? Is there 5 o'clock shadow? Do you have huge hands? Do you have big feet? It leads to one thing to another. And that's what trans people are always trying to escape. They're trying to like escape, like, oh, if they can't see it, they'll never know, right? So, and I say this before because I am a human being as well. So whenever I see something suspicious, I will definitely look too. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some sort of nice person, like I'm some sort of perfect person, and I never questioned someone before. You know what I mean? There was a coworker at my work. I don't know if they're not my coworker specifically, but she was sounded like a woman and everything, but she had like it looked like she had shaved a hair all the way up here, but I don't think she was trans, to be straight up honest with you. She just did not come off as trans. Like that you. We also got to realize that women definitely. There's a lot of cis women out there that do get beards, and they don't get beards because nobody actually sees them. They like you'll see little stubbles right here, like they get black hairs. Like I've seen like this chick had hair all right here. She had more hair than I did. But like I said, that's just how the world works. Some women get beard, some men don't. All these disclaimers I keep giving every time I talk about something. Sheldon, welcome to stream. How you doing? Yes, many hairy beard ladies I've known. When people say, "Oh, nice beard you have," I'm like, okay. First off, I know I don't have a beard, and even if I did, I'd acknowledge that. I'd acknowledge it. I've acknowledged things before. I'm not gonna sit there and act like black isn't black, you know, or white isn't white, right? I'm like, I've never sat there and someone called me a guy and responded, "You're wrong. You're wrong about me." Like I've never freaked out about that. Like I will sit there and say something stupid, but in return, but like at the same time, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, "These boobs are the most natural boobs you'll ever see." Never will I ever sit there and talk like that. But at the end of the day, I know everything that's going on with me. Though, no, am I not perfect? I'm not perfect at all. There are times when I'll defend myself in a stupid way, but like I said, in general, if I had a 5 o'clock shadow or a beard, I would totally be like, yeah, so what, you know? My auntie slash mom, she had hair on her face. Rachel, she has a little bit of hair on her face too. You know what I mean? Like she has hair down here. And you know, I always tell her, I give my girlfriend shit all the time. I'm like, huh, your beard's coming in, babe. You know, I'm like, me, I keep control of it for way too a lot, so I don't really get noticed. But you're damn close. Damn close to what? Thank you, DC. DC fan, 10 fan, DEC fan. Thank you. PCOS. What is PCOS? I forgot. Mama Char's most simplest look ever. Just the same shit over and over again. This is the kind of looks I go for. Body hair was my number one dysphoric thing to overcome. Almost 20K to get rid of it. It's crazy. A lot of money. Polycystic ovarian syndrome. Oh, is that what PCOS is? I guess I was getting that mixed up with a different one because my friend was talking about her grandpa having PCOS or something, or POS, something. I don't know. Maybe it was something that was close to that. It had something to do with his lungs. You have freckles? So cute. I have freckles? No way. Do I? Yeah, in a way, a little bit. This is like my face from up close. This is my skin. See, I have a little bit of hair right here. I have a mole right here too. A mole. So now you guys can see my face. Oh, look at that. I have a pimple, a little pimple right there. My forehead used to be way up to here. Look at those scars. You guys can see the scars here. Good skin. I'm doing great, Ruby. How are you doing? Oh my God, I gotta stretch. Oh, I gotta stretch. Ooh, it feels so good. That stretching feels so good, guys. Where do the scars come from? If you have come from asking, I got my face done. Yes, one of my electrologists. Wait, one of my electrologists had PCOS. That's why she became an electrolysis. Oh. I'm reading this wrong. That's why I became an electrolysis. Someone said polycystic ovarian syndrome. How does the hair and that connect? I don't know. I'm a little lost, guys. I heard you say that earlier. Whoopsie. It's okay. This is pretty much the most basic of my makeup, guys. Now, I say basic. I'm walking around with thick ass eyeliner, but here's the thing about eyeliner that a lot of people don't understand with me is that when I first started transitioning, I like fell in love with winged liner. Like, it was always thin, but it was nice. It was super duper nice. I like the symmetrical of it. When your eyes closed, I loved how the wings stayed up, and it was so gorgeous. So that was one of the first things I tried learning after I transitioned was eyeliner, and I was really obsessed with it. Like, my brows used to suck, and then I watched a lot of Jaclyn Hill, and I was like, oh, I really want to have my brows like hers. And before you knew it, you know, I got good at brows and eyeliner, and those are the two big things that I really cared about. All these trans people were always trying to contour their face and make them look sculpted out and matted and stuff like that. And to me, I was like, never liked that for me. Like, I never really cared for.
Dad, I said birdies.
Those are not good, Bubberts.
No, mine.
He's like, did you look at the strawberries? Like, I'm like, they're not strawberries, they're raspberries, and they're not good either. Not anymore. So hopefully Rachel takes those away from him. And he closed the door. He closed the door to the room. Excessive facial hair. Oh, okay. Oh, because in the ovaries. Okay, that makes sense now. If it's in the ovaries don't create enough, a lot of estrogen. It affects estrogen, you know. I think it's crazy how ovaries create estrogen when they're inside your body, and then when they're down, boop, popped out, they create testosterone. That's the craziest part about, like, in my opinion. Kids crack me up. Yeah, he just comes over here, he's like, showing me these raspberries. I'm like, they're not strawberries, dude. And like, not to mention, he keeps saying dad, but he doesn't say it to me only. He says it to Rachel too. So I'm like we're a little confused. Like he said dad a little bit ago, and then he said dad to Rachel the other day, and then we don't know why. I don't know if it's because he's just thinking of like who's dad, because he's been around like, and people were like, oh, I love how people were like, oh, you guys, you're gonna brainwash your kid. I'm like, he's only gonna feel brainwashed as much as the world makes him feel brainwashed, right? So if we're shoving mom, dad into his face, of course he's gonna wonder who's dad, where's dad. You don't ever watch TV shows where it's just like mom and mom. It's like a rarity. And when they do show it, every fucking straight person on the planet has to throw a little fit on it, or at least right-wing conservative person has to throw a fit about how woke, woke, woke. God forbid we have two moms. God forbid we have two dads. God forbid they're gay parents. Oh my God, they're gonna teach the kid to be gay. The kid's gonna be gay because of them. And I'm like, dude, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here with your stupid propaganda. It's called diversity. It's called posting more than just mom and dad all the dang time. And people think it's propaganda, but they don't realize that they're spreading propaganda and we're the ones just trying to make things normal. We're not teaching people to accept mom and dad, mom and moms. We're showing people that moms and moms exist. No one wants to sit there and watch mom and dad every fucking movie or every TV show. If you're comfortable with that, that's great. Sometimes some of you people won't even be able to experience what a mom and a dad are gonna have in their lives because you guys are so busy watching regular stuff, which is fine. But understand that it is all about representation, not propaganda. It's not about making people be gay. It's about letting people know it's okay to be gay. Women need a bit of tea to have sexual feelings. Why do you say that? Because I know women and men both make testosterone and estrogen. Men just make more testosterone than estrogen, and women make more estrogen than testosterone. It's just flip roomed. That's why when you give a trans woman estrogen, they start growing women things. It's like, but of course, you can't reverse what's been done, right? You can't reverse a penis to go back into a vagina. That's something that only happens during, consumption. Before you have the baby. When you're growing the baby in your stomach, that's the only time you can really change a sexual organ. Once you're born, it's kind of permanent unless you get surgeries, and unfortunate as it is, surgeries are more just so physical. They're not exactly internal or external. They're not internal. They're just going to show you that you have a vagina, but they're not going to show, hey, your vagina works. You're going to have a period every month. That's the sad part. You'll never really truly have a uterus or anything like that. But it's fine. I mean, sometimes for some people, it makes them feel better, and that's always a good thing. I have Tourette syndrome. That's twitches you can't control, and it sucks. I'm sorry. I've seen a couple of people that have it, and it sucks because social events, being in public is so hard. And I say hard as if I know, but like I'll never truly know the struggles of some people. Just like I can never speak for like a Tourette's person the same way that someone that's straight can talk for a gay person. And I'll never understand that, by the way, either. Like, why we have stupid, idiotic, straight white men talking for trans women. I'm sorry, that's racist, but it really is the truth. If they can make laws hurting trans women, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Dylan, we all know this. We all know it's been a thing for a long time. Why do you think the world is so strung up upon a woman being president? It's it blows my mind. Like how, and I said it on Facebook. I said it a while back on a stream, but I think it's crazy how fucking far behind we are with Trump being our president. And then when people talk about Kamala could have been the president, unless you're a Kamala fan, you're upset. But when I look at the Trump fans, they're still happy that Kamala wasn't president. They're still like, that would have been a horrible thing. She would have started a war because she was on her period. That's what they would say. But yet, look who's starting wars now. It's insane. Like, these people have, like, it's a blind thing. And some people will die on their graves with Trump's fucking picture on their in their hands. That's the sad part about the world, is that you cannot change people's opinions. If someone likes something, it don't matter who you are, they're gonna like that person. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Religious and political opinions are one-sided things. You can't convert. You can convert maybe in religious stakes by having someone be surrounded by someone else that's religious, but in terms of politics, the only times you can really change someone's feelings about it is if they're not that far. When you're far right or you're far left, you're far, and you cannot get into the middle. You cannot go to the middle. You cannot go to the side. You are loyal to that party, and you always will be. And that's the sad part about it all. Like I said, I've never seen, nor can I ever believe, that someone that's far right, up Trump's butthole, can actually go and shoot the guy that they support. And I'm talking shoot like as in like metaphorically, not like actually shoot, but like, how could you suck on the tits of something and then reject it as your mother later on, right? All metaphors. Deuces, hi, welcome to stream, how you doing? That's why I believe that no matter what Trump does, no matter how many times in the Epstein files, he will always still have people behind his back. Because people have this mentality of, and it comes down to the fact that I always sit there and I think to myself, how could you like the Raiders? How could you like this team? How could you like that team? Because they don't do good. They haven't done good in 20 years. You haven't seen one good season. Don't you ever get pissed off and say, I'm done with this team, I'm gonna go look for another one? There are people that are die-hard fans, though their team does really bad every single year because they're strung by the hip of that team. And that's fine for game purposes, for sports and stuff like that. It's not fine for politics. When your politician that you voted for is being a tyrant or acting like a tyrant and acting like a dictator, and all you have to sit there and do is act like it ain't that big of a deal, it could be worse with Kamala, then you have problems. Am I strung by the hip? Am I far left? I wouldn't say I am. Because, in my opinion, I didn't sit there and put Biden 2026 or Biden 2024. Is it 2026? 2025? 2024? 2024. I didn't sit there and like grease up Biden for everything he's done. I didn't even grease up Obama. I think Obama made a lot of promises he did not make and keep. Bush was Bush. We all know this. And Trump is just, he's the worst. And I'm not just saying that because everyone hates him. I'm just saying that because he's legitimately given everybody reasons to feel that way about him. And if you're still sucking his tits, you're going to be too busy sucking them that you're not going to realize just how sour that milk is. Just being honest. So, yeah, I think you're bringing very good points to the table without any crazy die-hard loyalty that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing about being in the middle. You know what I mean? You're in the middle because you can see the whole problem with both sides. Each side has its issues. But right now, we can all agree that the right side is the worst of them all right now. I can agree and I can agree and I could totally put together the same thing if it was the left being the problem. I would sit there and say, Biden's off his rocker. He's crazy. The dude's crazy. Oh my God. But it's not like that right now. It's the right side that's having the problems. They're the ones that refuse to believe that Trump's in the Epstein files. They're the ones that refuse to believe the things that are right in front of them. And I'm sorry, but the way that Trump has talked about people like trans people like me, if you support Trump and say, oh, I just don't support him in the trans stuff, You don't support me. I don't care if you don't care about him, if you don't agree with certain things, but you agree with more things than things you don't agree with. That makes sense, because obviously, but you got to realize that one little thing you agree with him on, that you voted for him for, it doesn't matter what you don't agree with him, because all those things you don't agree with him with are going to come into fruition, and they're going to come into action at some point during his presidency, and it's already happening right now. Don't we all talk about Project 2025? It's happening. It's been happening. The guy started wars. He's starting war. He don't care. He's not about this. The dude didn't get a Peace Prize, and he's over happy because he was gifted to it by the person that had got it. Everyone feels so damn bad for this guy that they literally have to give him petty ass prizes like the FIFA Peace Prize. The fuck? Like, it's so petty. Oh, I didn't get a prize. I didn't get a prize. Why didn't I get a prize? I did all this stuff. I ended 7 wars. I'm like, you didn't end nothing, dude. You ended fucking prosperity is what you ended. I don't like Trump. Is it the right that I don't like? No, I don't like Trump. So if you think Trump is all right, all the right, then you're the problem. Because if you, as a right-wing conservative, you should be looking at things in the right-wing conservative light. You're supposed to be about those principles. And no ever, in any sort of way, has the right ever been Slytherin. We've had good right-wing presidents. We've had bad and good. But Trump, we all have to agree that he's not a good president, whether he was representing the left or the right. He's horrible. So whenever I go against him, and if you take that to the heart, that means you're not truly right-wing. It means you're just a Trump guy or a Trump girl. Yeah, exactly. Lonnie, that's exactly what it is. If you support the guy, you don't support me. I don't care who you say you are. I don't care. You can't vote for something that's going to hurt me and say I still love you. So realize that. I don't care if you don't agree with what he does with trans people. You're agreeing with him by voting for him, because you're going to let all of the things he wants to do to us hurt us. It's the same thing that if, let's say, Hitler was alive today and Hitler promised to end all of the Jews. And you said, well, I love that Hitler does this and that, but I hate that he doesn't like the Jews, but I'm going to vote for him. You know what you're doing? You're contributing to the violence of all the Jewish people without even knowing it. Same thing with trans people. Trans people are hurting right now because of people like you. Whether you want to believe that you did something for a different reason or not, you're letting out a dog that does not care about the food that's been given to it. It will eat when it's hungry. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Men are women, women are men are men, women are women. J Guns. Did you get that from a kindergarten book? Don't listen to anyone you have always your say. Of course. And then smell in our face and hit, yeah, I know. I still can't get over the fact that he called his own daughter hot. But no, they'll talk about Biden being, oh, Biden was all about his daughter, even though his daughter like rebuked it. You know what I mean? Never listen to anyone. You always should be yourself. And thank you so much. Do you date women or men? Both. No, you got it from the Bible? J Guns, tell me more about the Bible without going on the internet, by the way. Tell me more about the Bible. Wait a second. The Bible never even said men are men and women are women. What the? Yo, the Bible does not even say that. Men are men and women are women. I just realized that. I'm like, oh yeah, it says that. I'm like, wait, it doesn't even say that. Oh my God. Quote in the Bible that says men are men and women are women. The Bible does not provide a specific quote that explicitly says men are men and women are women. There's your fucking answer, you idiot. J Guns. I'm sure you know how much about the guys. Did we just read this? The Bible does not provide a specific quote that specifically states that. Let me tell you something about the Bible real quick, because I have to tell people all the time. The Bible is a lot of metaphors. God doesn't talk in straight sentences. He doesn't talk to you and say you're being bad or you're being good. He talks to you in the Bible is meant to be interpreted in a certain way. So when you read something and you think, oh, it's talking about gay people, even though the Bible doesn't say thou shalt not be gay, or the Bible says men can't be women. Oh, men cannot wear women's garments. That must mean that trans women don't exist. Then I think to myself, when in the Bible does it say, thou shalt not be trans, thou shalt not take hormones, thou shalt not alter your body? J Guns, take your little bit of research you got from the Bible last couple of hours that you've been looking at the Bible online and shove it up your ass, please. Because you have absolutely no idea the hell the Bible is. You're probably one of those people that were just born yesterday and thought that he's left the building, yeah, and thought they were right about everything. I mean these people are these are the kind of people that have they call themselves born again Christians or born again, like, you know, stuff like that. They go through this life of sin, right? They find the Lord, and all of a sudden they are better than everyone else. They sit there and they think to themselves, how bad can you be than to be someone that likes the same gender? How bad can you be than to be someone that wants to be happy in a different body? Blah, blah, blah. How bad can you be? I'm thinking to myself, really, what is it doing to hurt other people? We got to think about the word sin. I told you guys many times, what does the word sin mean? What's sin? It's when you drift away from God and you're hurting others and yourself, and or yourself. Drifting from God. You can still have faith and be trans. You can still have faith and be gay. That's the truth. You can still love God or believe in God being trans or gay. You don't have to necessarily say that God fucked up on your body and he screwed you over. That's the part where I would say it's more of a sin than anything. Once you start blaming God for being trans, but then again, if you're living a hard life and you're blaming God for what you've been put through, I understand that point of view. But whenever you're like, God fucked me up and made me a dude when I was supposed to be a woman, fuck that dude. Like, that's whenever I would say, hey, look, you're a little overboard. Maybe God made you to be this way for a reason. Maybe you are supposed to be trans. Have you ever thought of that? God creates purpose, not perfection. Love you too. Thank you so much. It's 2 passages in the New Testament said, everyone shall be saved. Okay, mastermind. I just think that people need to realize that sin in the Bible teaches love, right? We're supposed to love. But people tend to forget about what it is, what love is. Love is the acceptance of others, loving thy neighbor, or loving your enemies more than you love your friends. What is that supposed to mean? Is it supposed to mean come into my streams and talk about how I'm just the worst person because I'm trans? Or does that mean love me for who I am, respect me for who I am, and I respect you too? I understand that if I were to be an ass to you first, you have every right to be an ass to me back. I understand that. That's called an argument. It's called a fight. That's called conflict. But if you come into my house, into my streams, and walking into my place, and you have and you bear the words of judgment, you're no God, and you're no follower of that God. You're nothing more than just a wolf in sheep's clothing. So don't come in here and tell me about the Bible if all you're doing is judging at the end of the day, and you know damn well. And you know, all these people will be like, oh, I'm not judging you, I'm just telling you. And I'm like, no, you're judging. Stop trying to ferment the stupid bullshit you're putting through, and start living to understand that you really are the problem. You love me and you don't know me? It's fine. We all love everybody. Love for only lovely people, not for everyone. Welcome to stream, guys. How's everyone doing? I wonder where silver and gold's gonna go. I'm very curious. I'm very curious. where silver and gold is gonna go. Mom, please come back. What are you talking about? Welcome to stream, guys. Let's get to 50 likes on the stream, guys. How's everyone doing? God made everyone, so we need to respect everyone. God didn't give anyone authority. Exactly. Let me tell you something about God, or even us in general. You know what I mean? Our experiences as human beings is a very personal thing, right? The losses you've had is a personal experience. It's not something that should be displayed, right? I mean, you could talk about your past, you could talk about your problems, you could talk about anything like that. It's understandable. But the thing I would say right now is that everything you go through in your life that cuts deep into your skin is very personal. It's a personal thing between you and whatever you want to believe. It could be God, it could be the cosmos. I don't care. If you are connected to God the way you want to be, like I want to be, I'm not perfect. I don't go around reading the Bible and waiting for these streams to go talk crap to people. I am probably one of the worst Christians you'll ever meet because I don't go to church every Sunday. I sin a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. But deep inside, I have that brain and a heart to know that it's about my character that God will judge me off of, not my dumb actions that haven't hurt anyone else but myself. Yeah, he will care about that, yes. But at the end of the day, we also got to realize that it's about your personality in general. You know what I mean? Who are you when no one's around? What do you think about when no one's around? I don't know. Just Lonnie is like waiting for. I think they left a note on my door talking about church. It's a Church of Latter-day Saints, is what the letter they're letting me know their church days, their time of the church. I guess. Yes, it's personal. Samatri Tuma. Oh wait. Is it Samatri Muk Mukpade? Is it Samatri? I don't go to church in general because I have a personal relationship with God. I am the church. So I completely understand where you guys are coming from. Do I want to make that as an excuse to be lazy and not go to church or not go? I don't think I have a great relationship with God in general in terms of talking to him. I don't sit there and pray at home. You know what I mean? I don't believe in you have to go to church to go to see God. I think you can see God whenever you want. It's the moment. It's about being quiet and listening, and letting the world go quiet around you, so you can talk to God yourself. It's about communication, right? How could he know who you are if you never talk to him? And for instance, during these streams, I almost like turn this into like a conversation between me and God, even though I'm talking to you guys. I turn into a conversation with God because I want God to know how sorry I am for not being as conversative as I am, as I should be. Your prayers go as far as you want them to. If you don't go to church, that's not a big deal. That's a company that wants your money and your time. It's about communication with God. God's not going to sit there and say, you didn't go to the church every Sunday, or you didn't show up to Sabbath. Like you didn't he's not going to sit there and say stuff like that. He will say, how often did you communicate with me? When were you thankful for me, even during the bad times? When did you seek for me, not only when you needed help? When did you thank me, even whenever you know that you did everything you needed to do? When did you thank me? So, for instance, for me, I always try to say thank you to the Lord for a good day, or to God. Thank you so much, God, for another good day. Thank you so much for letting me live another day. That's usually what I'll say every night, because to me, I thought to myself, if God knows that I am thankful, like he will realize that I'm not just the kind of person that cries. I mean, how many friends do you guys know that like get upset about you because they feel like you only want them around whenever you need something. Right? You can imagine what God feels like, right? Like, I'm only wanted when you need me, whenever you're going through something problems. That's why I always think to myself, well, what if I just was thankful? You know, like even if it was some stupid thing that that you didn't have to have. Like, let's say I put gas in my car. Thank you, Lord, for allowing me to put gas in my car and to be able to survive another day on the road. Thank you. It's the things like that, and it's not about like glazing God for everything, but it's about showing someone or something that you know it's more than just you doing it, and it's not you. You need to operate the world. If you are like me and you're religious, you don't have to be. If you want to be religious, the best way to do is to operate the world as if you're not the only one doing things, but someone's helping you do it. You should start doing lives while preaching. I like to talk about God. The problem with me is that, yes, I'm trans. People don't like that. And they think for some odd reason trans people should be the devil or something like that. But at the same time, I like preaching because I have this deep feeling of clarity that a lot of people I wish had. But some people just see it, they just kind of put it down, they just kind of kick it down to like, you're just crazy in the head. You're just crazy. That's how they feel about you. They don't like, they judge you because you're very talkative and you're more emotional. Hi, Cool Water. And some people will look at me and say, Charlotte, you're very like knowledgeable. And I think to myself, man, I'm such a horrible person. Like I have a horrible thirst for lust. Like, for instance, like that's one of my biggest sins that I would say, if I were to go to hell, I know that's why. You know, it's this weird thing that you just can't get over. But I do thank God for the things that He does for me too. Like, for instance, I hope you guys know this, but when my son was born, before my son was born, I told you guys, I didn't even tell you guys didn't know who I was yet, unless you're on my YouTube channel watching my YouTube videos at the time. So for instance, I was traumatized as a kid. You know, I had a cousin that I used to have like kind of like wrestling fights on the trampoline. He had a trampoline, and one day when I was kind of kicking his ass, he grabbed me by my privates and squeezed. I was in so much pain for days. And I truly believed at that point I couldn't have kids. It pretty got me for about a year. I thought to myself, I'm not gonna be able to have kids. Oh my God. Oh my God. Fast forward to me transitioning, and now I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to have kids. Now I'm on hormones. You know, you couldn't imagine what it's like to have kids, you know. So I was already preparing for the whole adopting scenario here. How old was I then? I was about 10 years old. I got the adoption kind of things started. I started thinking about adoption, and me and my girlfriend tried for about 2 years. Nothing happened, and I was on hormones full time either. So I was like, okay, maybe that's. But one night I prayed. I asked God, please, God, I understand if I can't have kids. I understand if I'm not allowed to have kids. I understand. But please let me have at least one kid. And it was not about me carrying on my legacy or carrying on my life. It's just I wanted to see someone that I wanted to see what I could bring to the world, right? What I'm capable of. And a month later, Rachel was pregnant. So And now all of a sudden we can have kids like it's nothing. We're having our second kid. It's like weird, you know? It's crazy. Some people like how Cassius came out and they're like, you should be my sperm donor. They tell some women tell me. I'm like, yeah, probably, you know, just to get you a little cute little kid. I don't know. All kids are cute. I don't like calling a kid ugly. I hate that shit. Like, there's not a such thing as an ugly kid. The fuck out of here with that shit. But no kid should ever have to endure that. You know, being told you were an ugly baby. Of course, Dylan. But yeah, like I said, that was my power of prayer. It did something for me. And I truly believe to this day that God created Cassius for me, and he was like my miracle child. That's why I overly love on that kid. Like, I will like kiss him all over the friggin' place, all over his face. I will bug the crap out of that kid. But I'm thankful to the Lord and God, and like I said, it might be bugging some people because some people are not religious and they don't like to hear the whole Lord jargon and it's just this is all just we're just dust and there's probably a higher being, but it's not God. I mean, the reason why I believe and I choose to believe in the whole Jesus thing. Were you on T blockers the whole time, or did you pause while trying? I paused while trying multiple times and nothing worked. I was just getting back on hormones when I got Rachel pregnant, so it could be that too. But yeah, I like to go into these like little. They're not story times. It's more like in a heart to heart, guys. Hear that you went through so much at that small age. It's okay. I don't ever let my cousin know about it. You know what I mean? He probably does. He probably forgot that I even did it. But the last thing I want to do is to be like, yo, remember what you did back when I was 10? That's traumatized me to this day. I'm not going to sit there and say that. Last thing I want to do. Sit there and make a problem worse than it needs to be. You know what I mean? It's behind me. It's in the past now. I had an ultrasound in my testicle area the other day. And I was scared. I'm like, girl, you're going to see like weird shit because that shit was trauma. I'm traumatized by what my cousin did. And they're like, no, there's nothing wrong with this. We were able to scope everything. I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, I mean, how was the stream, guys? How was the stream? Yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys subscribed. If you guys haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel and become Charloteers. Y'all know what it is. Just want to support the channel at all. We have a cash up and a super chat down below. How do you get your eyeliner so perfect? I did my eyeliner earlier in the stream, so if you want to skip back to that part where I did my eyeliner, you'll see how I did it. Thank goodness when you're young, your body will bounce back to that too, yeah. Thanks to medical malpractice, having kids is total out for me. Oh, I'm sorry. See, the thing is, I'm thankful for what I've gone through, but I do know there's people, like, I do want to talk about something real quick before I get off the stream. And it's about the misfortune of others. And I think it needs to be said, you know. I always think to myself, like, I can't get this, and I can't get that, and I can't die at this age, and I can't die at that age. But then I forget there's so many people that die. So much, like, kids die, babies die, everyone dies. What makes me so cotton perfect, fucking picking perfect? You know what I mean? What makes me believe that I deserve to live over someone else, right? So I think to myself, I told myself the other day, and I told you guys, like, if I were to ever find out I have cancer, right? Would I truly cry? And I'd want to, but then I think to myself, why am I crying? People have gone through so much worse than me. There are people that are born with cancer. There are people that have all these problems in their lives, and they'll never get out of the darkness they're in. And I'm over here crying. Like, why am I crying? Look what the fuck I have around me. Look at my fucking life right now. Money is like, okay. There's people out there that are begging for jobs. There are people out there that don't have cars, they don't have anything, and who am I to sit there and just complain about anything? My problems are nothing compared to most people's problems. Being trans is nothing compared to someone that has to deal with shit that they were born with, or what they had to deal with, relationship problems that ended up being violent, or parents that ended up hurting their kids, or parents that died. Like, I lost my parents, but it could be worse. People have had worse than me. What am I complaining about? I lived 31 years of my life with no fucking problems. My mom couldn't even get to her 30s before she passed away. So who am I to sit there and act like I deserve to live to 100 years old? It's hard, but it's scary at the same time. You can't help but cry when someone tells you have this much time to live. You can't help but cry to realize that the people around you are going to be sucked away from you at one point. You know what I mean? We're all going to die at some point in our lives. We're all going to die. And it's either going to be today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, or in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. Some of you 80 years, maybe 90 years for some of you. It will come. And time flies. It feels like just yesterday I was getting out of high school. I'm already 11, 12 years. Oh, well, hold up. Let me see. Scary. I'm already like 13 years out of being from high school. It's a reality. Exactly. Samatri? But I think to myself, we cry when we die, but we should be excited for what we will see after. Maybe. But you think to yourself, if it's really not nothing to look forward to, isn't peace really what we all want? You can get that whatever. So, yeah, before you know it, you'll be 50 years old. Before you know it, you'll be looking out. Before you out from the bottom of a car, begging for life. Before you know it, you're going to be told something you didn't want to hear. Before you know it, you're going to have a heart attack that hits you and you're no longer around. Before you know it, crazy stuff will happen. Before you know it, your family will be sitting around your bed as you drift off to take your final breaths. And before you know it, your time will come. And whatever your religion is or whatever you want to believe in becomes obsolete at that point. Because at that point, you got to face reality of what's going to come around the corner. Anyways, guys, with that being said, that was my preach for the day. It's Sunday. It would make sense. Today is Sunday, so why not preach all this stuff, right? But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you guys so much for helping me get to 50 likes on the stream, by the way. We managed to surpass 50. And the stream got about 1,600, 1,500 views, so beautiful stream girl, that was great. Thank you, Dylan. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I love you guys lots. Light hair tots, apricots, and ladybugs with lots of spots, guys. Y'all know what it is. I hope you guys have a good Sunday. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. We're not live tomorrow, remember that, guys. So, thank you guys so much for everything. You guys keep it cool. No bull. Oh, I thought I ended it. Didn't end it.